Hey guys, my name is Nick, and today I want to talk about navigating the current Pokemon card market. Who am I? I've been a collector and investor for about 5 years in Pokemon cards, specifically Japanese Pokemon cards, a little bit of English, but mostly Japanese. I started out when I was a little kid, and I used to collect cards, and I had a couple friends from Japan, and they would bring Japanese Pokemon cards, and it was just the coolest thing ever. Don't know what happened to them though. They got lost, so hopefully I can find those once again one day, but I don't think I can. Since then, I got back into Pokemon cards when I was 16. This was the end of 2019, and this was during the COVID boom. My mom, it had nothing to do with like COVID though, or Logan Paul or anything. My mom just got us a pack for Christmas, and we opened it, me and my brothers and I. Immediately hooked. And so I went back to Target, got like 2 Rebel Clash ETBs because that's all they had at the time. Everything else was sold out, of course. Ripped them and started collecting from there. Probably wasted a bit too much money, but luckily I was aware of that, and so I stopped opening cards eventually. And I started just putting product away to keep sealed. I would buy singles off eBay. And yeah, it's been really fun. Then in 2023, I started a Pokemon card business, and I'm a musician, artist. So Nick Wong, he can listen to my music. Actually, this song playing right now, this lo-fi song, is also mine, but I don't really do lo-fi stuff. But anyways, yeah, I got into this business side of things for Pokemon, and I thought I just needed a break from music. I thought I was gonna do business long term, but I wanted to get back into music the way I was doing it before, and I was like, okay, I don't have time for a Pokemon card business, so I better, stop this and just keep it as a hobby, and that's how I prefer it. So I'm still making music and putting out releases, and I'm planning on continuing to do that for the rest of my life. So yeah, I like this as a hobby and as a good way to make money. So that being said, I love Japanese cards because of the print quality, the nostalgia factor, and I just think they're amazing. I don't really like English cards. I think they're junk quality. I think there's too many of them. There's a lot of Japanese cards too. But anyways, we'll get into why I also don't like English cards right now in this current market a little bit later in this video. But that's basically a little bit of my background. So if you're here from my Aniverse Collect videos on Instagram, say hi in the comments because I really do appreciate you for sticking around. It's been like over a year since I've posted on Aniverse Collect. But yeah, Aniverse Collect used to be my store. I used to have a website online where people could buy graded cards and sealed booster boxes. And I stopped doing that just for the time, like I said. Now, let's get into my predictions for this current market and what I think about it all. First of all, I think English and Japanese need to kind of be separated a little bit. I think they need to be in their own categories, and that's because they are 2 completely different beasts, and Japanese tends to follow suit of English. And the US economy is really, US and Japan economies are obviously connected because everything's connected to the US, but when the US Pokemon card market is booming, the Japanese does not necessarily need to be booming, but eventually the excitement kind of spills over to the Japanese side, and just by nature, Japanese cards and products and boxes just end up going up in value and following English, because US collectors also want to get what they can't afford in English for a cheaper price in Japanese, which they can't afford. So I think the English Pokemon card market is very risky right now. I think everything's overpriced, including the boxes that are coming out on release. I just don't even want to touch any of it. Even the graded card, especially the graded cards, the PSA graded cards are like $900 for a Drowsy. Come on. Come on, who's buying that, first of all? And if that's you, I'm really sorry. You should probably sell it soon. By the way, this is all just my opinion, so if you disagree, good. That's honestly good. I've had a lot of bad takes in the past. I will probably continue to have bad takes as well. I'm not giving you advice, I'm just telling you what I would do in my own opinion, so it could all be wrong as well. So anyways, that's out of the way. That Drowsy was a stupid buy. Stupid. Honestly, I don't know who's buying these things, but if you have English Pokemon cards, let me phrase it this way. I have English cards that I have in a binder from, previous years. I've been selling like almost all of them on eBay. I don't really care about English cards, but also this market's just way too inflated, in my opinion. Japanese is slowly following suit. My vendor in Japan has been telling me that Japanese product has been skyrocketing. I've seen it myself. So all throughout 2024, we had like the biggest bear market I've ever seen since I've been in the hobby. And I probably put about $20,000 of sealed booster box cases in Japanese away. I was getting boxes at about $30 a piece, which is just unreal. That's like actually surreal. That's below MSRP. So you know what? I did it because, it's so near the floor. How much lower can it go, right? And so if I look at the upside risk, just in general, if I look at the upside risk and weigh it against the downside risk, $30 for a booster box, it is very little downside risk, if any, and the upside is tremendous. So that's why I did it. It's paying off, of course, and I think it'll continue to do so. I still think Japanese under $50 is a good buy. Like, I just bought 2 cases of Crimson Haze. So anyways, take that for what you will. I'm not buying anything in English, though. Once this bull market cools down, I do want to start investing in English cards again. It's not really something I've done much of, like in volume, like in booster box cases, by the case. I just never really invested in English, but it is something that I'm going to do because Japanese usually never performs as well as English, and if anything, it follows its English counterpart. But if everything were to go to zero one day and none of it was worth anything, I'd rather have Japanese boxes in my closet than English boxes. I just like Japanese better, and that's, I think, something that people have to take into consideration. Like, if it all dropped to zero, what would you rather have? That's why I do Japanese, not because it's necessarily better, though sometimes it is. I just see the risk is lower. I see this bull market in both directions, by the way, Japanese and English. I see the bull market continuing for about another year and a half, at least into the 30th anniversary. And I'm basing all of my plays and my predictions based on the belief that it's going to continue for the next year and a half. So I am grading cards and selling them, which you can buy on Anniverse Collect on eBay. Yeah, I'm just selling into this bull market right now, except for sealed product. I'm still holding on to that because, yeah, I just see it. I just see it going up. Like Sword and Shield through Scarlet Violet era, I'm not selling any Japanese booster boxes right now. And quite frankly, I don't want to for the next few years. I want to hold on for another 4 or 5 years, though my situation can change as I'm only 21. I might be moving in the next few years, so we'll see if that ends up being the case. All I have to say is be careful in this English card market. I think it will last for another year and a half, along with the Japanese one. Yeah, because this year is full of amazing set releases, and then we have the 30th anniversary, so something to look forward to. I'm really pumped about like what they're gonna come out with, but I'm not buying really anything. I think the most recent set that I've purchased in Japanese was Paradise Dragona, but the only reason I did that was, one, it was in December, I think, and the price was like $33 a box, and I only bought a case, but that was the most recent set I bought. Otherwise, I don't think that newer sets are really good because they're probably gonna get a reprint. But yeah, I did buy 2 cases of Crimson Haze, and I'm expecting them fully to get a reprint. They're definitely gonna get more reprints from the way they've been doing things, because historically they did not used to have big reprints. And then VMAX Climax, I think in 2021, was like the biggest print run we had really seen up until that point in Japanese. But for Pokemon 151, when that came out, they just printed that to the ground, and we've never seen anything like it. So I advised a lot of people to buy around 150, and I regret doing that for sure because it went down to like $50, but now it's climbing back up to 150. I still think, to be fair, I still think under 200 is a good buy long term, but I did not expect it to crash down that much. Do I think 151 is a good buy right now? If it were me, yes, I think it is. I've already built a pretty large position in it, so I'm not going to buy any more. And I did that around $80 a box. So yeah, it's at 150 now, about 160 maybe. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was my first long form video, so I'm kind of a noob at it, but I'll continue to make these. I want to do more, like, I want to show you what I'm picking up, what I'm submitting to PSA, and why I'm doing it. Maybe give you a little collection tour with my binder or whatever. But figure there's a lot to look forward to, and I think you should stay optimistic. You can definitely invest in Pokemon cards. All right, I need to stop saying that. I know I am very comfortable investing in Pokemon cards, and I feel like you could be too, so you should be. I think it's a safe investment, but then again, it is an alternative asset and it can be volatile. But in my experience, things have only moved up over a few years timeline. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Shop at Aniverse Collect on eBay if you want any cards. Follow on Instagram at Aniverse Collect. I can give you better deals there if you want anything. And then, yeah, subscribe and like, listen to my music, Nick Wong, Spotify. All right, bye.